God and science. How often do we hear that God is incompatible with science? The belief in God, trust in God, stifles the development of science, the evolution, the progress of science, the flourishing of our cherished science. There are those, on the other hand, who say that no, belief in God complements our science, enriches it, and in fact provides a trampoline of sorts, a stepping stone even for science. It provides what science fails to provide. It gives meaning to our science so that we may continue flourishing as modern scientists toward, well, whatever end God has given us, whatever modern science is fated for. But both of these positions are peculiarly modern. There is an alternative that is classical, even canonical. In earlier ages, it has flourished and it has given great fruits, although it has had its detractors. What is this third alternative, shall we say? It is the one that tells us that God is the light that illuminates our science, our knowledge, opening it up to what transcends its certainty, indeed its peculiar principles. What are the principles of modern science? A scientific method, a Cartesian ego as thinking thing, modern mathematics. To say in a classical sense that we trust God is to say that we remain open to the perfection of science without trying to reduce that perfection to human certainties, to a mathematical formula, to ultimately a closed, immanent system, a mechanistic conception of reality and of knowledge. So, in this respect, belief in God, shall we say, trust in God, is not trust in a belief. It is not trust in a certainty, but in the foundation of our certainties. In that foundation which illuminates our certainties, rendering them true as opposed to false. In other words, mirrors of intelligibility, allowing those certainties to help us understand, to help us awaken out of mechanistic conception, a closed, even mind-numbing conception of reality, as of our experience. So, belief in God, neither a support for our mechanistic science, nor, shall we say, an obstacle to its development. On the other hand, how are we to understand it? In classical terms, faith, belief in God, as an opening up of our certainties, exposing an affinity, a natural affinity, between what we might call non-scientific certainties and scientific certainties. Science is not called to replace old pre-reflective certainties with new reflective certainties, but ultimately to, well, allow itself to be illuminated by what transcends our certainties and to that very light which transcends them. Bottom line, our science, our knowledge, cannot account for our awakening. No certainty can. Certainly not pre-reflective certainties, but neither can the scientific certainties and the various calculations leading it answer to the question of awakening, resolve that question within them. The appeal to God is then an appeal to what transcends all certainties and what illuminates them from within, from their very ground.